Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here today. I want to talk to us about what is known in geology as the Cambrian Explosion. Now, what is this? Towards the lowest level of most strata around the world, and there's a lot about strata we can talk about here, that there's certain strata that's not where it's supposed to be, and strata's dated circular with circular reasoning, and trees that are face down are dated at different ages, even though it's obviously all the same tree, all of this. But there's something towards the lowest strata known as the Cambrian Explosion, that you just find everything that has ever been fully formed. As a matter of fact, about 80% of the things you find in the Cambrian Explosion, the Cambrian strata of geology, are now extinct. But before that, you find no missing links of any type in the fossil record. So you just find everything fully formed, usually very large, megafauna, very large animals, mammals, different things, in, again, what's known as the Cambrian Explosion. Now, Charles Darwin was very well aware of the Cambrian Explosion. He kept saying that with further knowledge we would find missing links. We have found no missing links. As a matter of fact, there's not, people talk about missing links. There's no missing links. There's missing chains. Because things, and people just have to realize this, and it's very basic understanding. Sometimes people can have adventures in missing the point. They can say, things gradually evolve. But we are complex entire systems. And if any part, let's say your gastrointestinal system, didn't exist, or it was halfway formed, the entire organism is going to die. Or the cardiological system, or any other system, the nervous system, the optical system, any other type systems that we have going on in our body. You're not going to survive without it. Your skeletal system, you're just not going to survive. And your cranial system, your brain system, all of these type systems. And so a half foot bone is not going to keep, advancing. It's going to be the lead. And, or half the skeletons in the foot, such complexity. The spinal cord really disproves. The eye disproves evolution. So you're not going to find things gradually evolving, because it's an impossibility for these complex systems that all work in perfect harmony to be halfway systems. It's an all or nothing proposition. And so it looks like creation. Now, a fascinating thing is a man by the name of Stephen Jay Gould, who is considered to be the leading evolutionist of the last half of the 20th century. He saw this and he came up with a theory to try to combat it. And it was known as punctuated equilibrium. Punctuated equilibrium. And he said, the earth will continue on for millions upon millions upon millions of years, and then every so often there'll be an explosion in this punctuated equilibrium, and that things will come out through unknown sources, fully formed, and there'll be a male and a female with all the male, the reproductive systems ready for a female, and she's got all her reproductive systems, and that they would come to pass, and then they would be within 25 to 50 miles of each other and happen to meet, and this would be the propagation of a species. And he named these beings that would happen, he would call them hopeful monsters. And that's the reason Darwinianism is called a fairy tale for adults. Hopeful monsters. Second thing is people tried to point out to Stephen Jay Gould, this looks very much like creationism, that things just come fully formed, and all the several hundred of species on Earth. So you've got this process. The Cambrian Explosion is one of the greatest proofs for God's creation. God created everything. Everything you see fits with God's creation. Creationism is not unscientific. As a matter of fact, all the wonderful scientific things that we have today came from creationists, through creationists, and it's basically people that are speculating, that have speculative physics and all of these type things, but just the laws of science. Think about that. Laws require a lawgiver. Creation requires a creator. A watch requires a watchmaker. Remember William Paley finding the watch? You'd think there was a creator there. So the Cambrian Explosion, great proof for creation. I hope you have a great day in Jesus. Serve your Creator in the days of your youth.